Hi, my name's Sheryl Crowley, and my business is Fractured Art Mosaics. And thank you for coming today to hear this pitch, and thank you to Jerry for running this whole program for us and for ArtsLink. Even though we did the COVID edition, it's great to meet everyone today. So I have spent the last 35 years unknowingly trying to get back to what I loved doing in my childhood. I'm now 52, and this is the closest that I've gotten. I only just realized this. When I was a child, I spent most of my days in my imagination. I had a craft box, I had a dress-up box, we had clay out of the river, we had friends who were artists that would do workshops. It was wonderful. I would make up dances, I would make up songs. That is what I loved doing. And over the years, I got away from that. When I decided to start being more creative again, I decided to work in Mosaic. Lots of reasons why. Mosaic was something I actually did when I was in grade 5 and 6 with a teacher. I didn't have a lot of money. I could go to the hardware store and buy a couple of pieces of tile. I took them down in the basement away from my 3 young children and smashed them. That way I had interesting pieces and I felt a little bit of therapy. I worked on from there. I managed to get some tools so I could be a little more definite in my cuts. I'm mostly self-taught. I've done workshops over the years, but I started out getting interlibrary loans when that was still a thing and getting Mosaic books. Didn't have a computer, no YouTube, experimentation. That's how I started. I believe that artists build connection, compassion, appreciation for humanity and all on this planet. We invite viewers to see the university. The university? No, the universe and the universality of our thoughts, our emotions, our experiences, and our symbiotic relationships with all that is alive here. I believe we all have some urge inside us to do something, a passion to put out into the world. We need to develop that for ourselves and for the world. My urge is to be creative. I am most myself in that space. As an adult, that was shunted aside because of so many other responsibilities. But slowly, I started taking back that time. It's only in the past few years that I felt I had enough grasp on technique that I could start to really show some of the ideas that were in my mind. I consider that my piece is a success if there is some emotional reaction in the person who is seeing it, that they feel some sort of comradeship with other human beings, maybe empathy that they have never felt before, or on the whimsical side, if it makes them smile or chuckle or be soothed by a work, then I consider it to be a good piece. From the time I started to reconnect with my creativity, I've been on a steep learning curve. My practice took a huge leap in 2012 when my design was chosen for the new YMCA in St. John. I put it out there. They said, "Yes, we like your design." And I said, "Oh, that's lovely." Now, I had to work with new materials. I had to learn new processes. I had never worked that large. It was a huge, huge learning curve. But it demonstrated to me that art can make a difference in people's lives. Emotionally, when they come in, there's a nice bright mural, but practically, which I'd never considered, there's a woman who goes to the Y who is blind. And my mural is just inside the front door. So she comes in the front doors, walks straight, finds my mural, and feels her way along to get to the front desk. And I thought that was just the most wonderful thing. I never thought that it would have a practical effect on people. So that's just lovely. As I grew in confidence and skill and courage, my inner thoughts and emotions clamored to be expressed. The next show that I took on was called Inside Out, and the goal was to show the human body, my body, in such a way to represent the overwhelming inner feelings of depression and anxiety that many of us feel. It was seen at Sunbury Shores and St. John Arts Centre in 2017 and 2018. It was my most vulnerable work, and it's the work that I'm most proud of. This piece is from that show as well. Over the last couple of years, I've been working on a commission for the Imperial Theatre as a donor wall. This was completed and opened September of 2019, and it's a permanent installation in the lobby. It's about 10 feet by 6 feet. And the design incorporated the outside architecture of the entrance of the Imperial, as well as the large growing trees in the King's Square. From this project, I also had a learning curve, and I realized that I really hate replicating a design over and over again. So all those little flowers just drove me crazy. This past summer, I got to take part in a residency through CraftNB in Fundy National Park. We stayed there for 5 days. There were 21 artists. And then we met over the summer and created pieces based upon our experiences there. So this is actually the piece here that I created, and it's based upon a barnacle form. This is something I never would have come up with creating unless I had done that residency. And so it really pushed me, and to be among so many different artists was wonderful as well. In October of this year, or of 2019, I was able to go and take my first official Mosaic course in Venice, Italy, at Orsoni's, which is a furnace, it's called, a place where they actually make different kinds of tile called smalti. And for 5 days, I got to be in that enclosed area and create a piece with their tile while next door they were making and creating the tiles that are sent all over the world. And that was an amazing experience. I learned ancient techniques of cutting that I'd never done before, and I got to use gold tile, which was really cool. I've also, besides doing pieces that show and exhibits, do school residencies. I had 3 going before COVID hit, and I really enjoy working with the children as well that way. So I want to keep learning. I want to keep pushing, keep feeling, keep connecting us human to human in compassion and appreciation of ourselves and the world. You may see my works at Handworks, and soon at Serendipin Art down in St. Andrews, and at Canthus Gallery, which is in Grand Falls, as well as the installations that are at the St. John YMCA and the Imperial Theatre. I would love to talk to you about how my art can enliven your spaces, and you can find me online at all these places. And thank you again to ArtsLink and to Jerry.